Alrighty, let's get started in child's pose. Let your entire body sink down into your mat. Get your fingertips connected, your hips down towards your heels, and take the first few breaths just to clear out whatever's caught up in your head, whatever you had going on, so that you can focus on moving your body through space for the next 60 minutes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill yourself all the way up, and exhale it out. Another breath like that, fill up, expand your whole upper back, make some space between your shoulder blades, then exhale it out. The last one like that, fill up, empty out. Start to build your Ujjayi breath. A long inhale with the pause at the top, long exhale with the pause at the bottom to set that metronome and that pace for the background of the entire practice. Downward facing dog. Lift yourself up and back and move it around any way that you need to. And as you get all that movement out of the way, start to work your fingertips down into the mat, the toes down into the floor, make a connection there. And walk your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Press both of your feet way down into the floor and lift the pit of your belly way up to the ceiling. So those 2 points pulling apart from one another, already creating space in your physical body. And press into your feet, rise all the way up. Reach through your fingertips and bring your thumbs to heart center. We'll start practice with 3 ohms. Set your intention with something really specific, something you can keep coming back to. And take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. High push up. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Big exhale out. 2 more, fill up. Empty out. Last one, fill up. Exhale completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Press through your chest. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in together. Big exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lifts. Bow down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Lift up. Forward fold. Halfway lifts. High push up. Knee on the right. Knee on the left. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Exhale it out. 2 more. Inhale. Push the air back out. Last one. Fill up. Empty completely. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap, low push up, upward facing, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in, empty out. Breathe in together and clear it. Last one. Push all the air out. Step or jump, halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, extended mountain, rise up. Take your breath all the way up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. high plank. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low plank. Up dog, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Clear it out. Breathe in, expand, and empty. Last one. Exhale everything out. Move forward. Halfway lifts. High push-up. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Clear it out. Breathe in, expand your chest. Empty it out. One more, fill up. Exhale everything. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. One more sané. Reach up and stretch. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee on the right and on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in. Empty out. Breathe in and clear it. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Step or jump. Halfway lift with your weights. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Get way back into your hips and lift and spread your toes up and off the mat. Yes, just like that. Take one breath in. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale to open. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Twist left on your exhale. Open up, breathe in. Stay for the whole breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step through, hands up or weights up to the ceiling. Low push up, hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior. Step through and reach. Stretch. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Big exhale out. Step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose for one breath. Twist right. Inhale to open. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Reach. Twist left. Open on the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Step through, press your feet way into the floor. Low push up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side, warrior one. Connect and get your big toe mounds into the floor. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath in. Big breath out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. One breath. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Push the air out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Warrior one, right side. Come way down into it. Knee on top of your ankle. Yes. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Step through and go. Reach through your fingertips at the top. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath in. Clearing breath out. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Reach. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the exhale. Back up to chair. Breathe in. Twist left. Inhale to open. Stay for the whole breath out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Step and go. Land your eyes on one fixed point. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Left side. Warrior one. Connect your feet into the floor. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. One breath in. Big exhale out. Move forward. Halfway lifts. Fold down. Chair pose. Sit deep. Twist right. Open on the inhale. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stretch. Stay for the whole breath out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the right. Step it through and go. Pull the sides of your body up to your ears. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step through and go. Get feet on the floor. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Big breath in. Empty out. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Breath out. Yeah, 1 more. Inhale. Exhale everything. Move forward. You've got 1 more sun B. Halfway lifts. Fold down. Chair pose. Deepest one yet. Twist right. Open on the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Back up to chair. Reach. Twist left. Open. Breath in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Big lunge. Take your heart all the way up and back. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Up dog. Downward facing. Left side. Step through. Warrior one. You got it. Eyes on one spot on the ceiling. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take 1 breath in. Blow all the air out. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or flip your dog. Feet connected to the floor, toes connected to the floor, and then each one of your fingertips down into your mat on purpose. Yeah, the wheel's there for you. The cactus arm is there for you. Take that. And flip back over, side plank. Send your left arm with the weight straight up to the ceiling. Then you create it. However, the foundation of the pose needs to show up. Eyes on one spot and let the breath flow. Really purposeful and drawing it deep down into your lungs and pushing it back up and out. 1 more inhale here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open. Stay or flip. So steady rhythmic breath going the entire time, regardless of the pose or the part of your practice, just right in that metronome flow of each and every pose. Flip back over, side plank. Top hand up to the ceiling. Then start to reintegrate. Pull your ribs into center, your shoulder blades into center, so everything's working together. Good. Flex both of your ankles. Yes. Last breath. High to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg straight up and back. Straight up and back. Press your foot to the back of the room with all 5 toes down to the floor. Yeah, Ratana, good adjustment. Take a deep breath in. Knee to nose on your exhale. Round your spine. Press back. Inhale. Knee to nose. Squeeze out the air. Last one. Press back. Knee to nose. Pull in and up. Crescent lunge. Right down into your feet, into the ball end of the back foot. So all of your toes on that back foot go straight into the floor. Yeah, you can have your weights in your hands for the crescent, then come lower into your lunge. Deeper into the legs, then lift higher up and out through your torso. Yes, Alexi, like that. Pull it up and away from your pelvis. Hands to heart, twist right. Steady rhythmic breath. If it gets quiet, just notice that. As soon as you notice, back into it, loud and powerful. One more breath in together. Full exhale out. Warrior two. Come right down into it. Press the center of your front heel straight into the mat and then soften the toes on your front foot. Yeah, so the sole of your foot's doing the work. Extended side angle. Steady, rhythmic breath. Come deep into the lunge. Knee on top of that front ankle. Yes. Then half bind or full bind. Top arm around your back. Maybe the bottom arm underneath to meet it. Eyes stay glued to one spot. Take two more breaths together here. In. Stay for the exhale. Press into your feet. Last breath. High to low push up on your exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg straight up and back. Toes right down towards the floor. A wide awake foot. Breathe in. Knee to nose. Exhale. Round. Press back. Breath in. Knee to nose. In and up. Last one. Press back. Knee to nose. Squeeze in. Crescent lunge. Right back into the breath, because I feel like everyone was holding their breath when you do that. Any kind of knee into the front, everyone's like, press down into your feet, hands up to the ceiling. Yeah, then work those two pieces apart. Feet into the floor, legs down towards the floor, then torso up and out of your pelvis. Hands to heart, twist left. Stay low in your legs. Trust that you have the strength and the flexibility to stay low in the lunge and then have space and expansion through your chest and upper back. Beautiful. Back thigh up to the ceiling. Press. Last inhale. Complete on the exhale. Warrior two. Unwind. Right down into it. Knee on top of your front ankle so your joints are stacked. Then extended side angle. Stay low in it. A couple of you came out of the lunge a little bit to lean forward. Come right back into it. Then take your bind. Step into the space where your whole body is participating in the pose. So there's not one piece that's doing too much work or one piece that's asleep. Last breath in. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Exhale it out. Good. Two more. In. Clear it. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Sit down nice and deep. Way down into the chair. All of the weight in your heels so toes can lift up toward the ceiling. Yes, go from chair to iron footstool. Move forward onto the ball ends of your feet. Hips low. Yes, thighs parallel with the mat. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist right. And open your arms. You're going to have the bottom arm between your knees or on the outside of your knee, but keep your hips low. Stay here in the heat in this work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, fold. Take your first two fingers around your big toes. Steady rhythmic breath, especially if it got away from you in the previous pose, bring it in here. And actively draw your chest down toward your shins. Release the grip on your left foot. Put your block up in the left-hand corner of your mat. Yeah, block or water bottle. Good. Ratana, I wasn't sure if you had a block or not. Up in the left-hand corner, and then keep your first two fingers hooked on your right toes. Take your foot straight up and out to the side. Hand on the block. Yeah, you can lean into the block. So it might be that your foot is coming like an inch off the floor. Totally fine. Maybe you can lift it up and straight out towards the side. Yes. Get that outer hip muscle working. One more breath here. Place your foot down. Wiggle that out a little bit. Switch sides. Put the block on the opposite upper corner of your mat. Left leg out to the side. You can change what height of the block you've got going on so that you can pick just the right one. Nice, Ratana. Then foot straight out to the side so it's in line with your hip. Yes, Roy. One more breath. Foot to the floor. Bring your feet back together. Squat down for chair pose. I know, right into it. Working the hips, that whole area nice and warmed up, ready to go. All of the weight back in your heels. Then iron footstool shifted forward, a smooth transition where your thighs get parallel with the mat. Hips nice and low. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist left. Then bring the breath back in. As soon as you notice, you restart. Open your arms. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, forward fold. Gorilla, step on your palms. Send your tailbone way up to the ceiling. Then breath here, purposeful breath here to fill up your entire torso all the way up toward your tailbone. Take crow pose from the head of your mat. If you want to take this crow pose upside down, I'll give you a few extra breaths to do that. If you're working on the crow, really pull everything into the center of your body, the pit of your belly, your ribs in and up, so that there's a sense of lightness that happens in your body, not all of the weight pressed into the backs of your arms. Yes. Beautiful. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Then step or jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more. Breathe in. Empty. Last one. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lifts. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Right away, land in the breath. Let your weight sink down into your standing foot. So you're not just standing on that one foot. It's all of your weight down into the 4 corners of that standing foot. Yes, and then you can play around with if one corner's got more weight than the other 3. Just shift your foot, make the weight happen equally. Left side eagle. Left arm under, left leg over. Steady, rhythmic breath. That more than anything else, regardless of what the pose looks like physically, the breath keeps flowing. Right side eagle, second set. You've got a lot of stuff up to the surface, cleared that crap out. Cool. Now we're right here. Start to pull things back into center. Keep your arms bound. Airplane with your legs. Press, press, press to the back of the room. Stretch that leg out as straight as it'll go. Right back behind you. Then full airplane. Reach your arms behind you. Super long. Wide open. Standing splits. Bring your hands down to your ankle or the floor. You've got 2 options. You can hang in the standing splits or take a few handstand hops. If you're taking those hops, fingertips into the mat. Top leg stays straight as you lift up. Yeah, Ratana, there you go. Let the bottom leg do the pushing. Bend that knee and press. Yes, Roy. One more hop, one more breath. Both feet to the floor. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, left side, second set. You got it. Whatever's bringing you up into your head that's making you distracted or making the thing more challenging than it needs to be, just back to the breath. Back to what's going on right now in this pose. Arms stay bound, airplane with your legs. On purpose. On purpose, you stretch out through the crown of your head, out through the sole of your foot, as long as it'll go. Full airplane. Pit of your belly way in and up to catch that balance between the upper and lower parts of your body. Then standing splits or handstand hops. So you can play in the standing splits with having your hands on the floor or having both hands around your ankle to add to the challenge of the balance, but you choose. And either way, it's controlled. Controlled breath, controlled hops. Good. One more. Feet to the floor. rise up to standing. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. Soft crease of the elbow faces out. For your standing bow or strap for dancers, take your pose. Add the breath. Yeah, pause right where you are. Shape looks great. Add breath. And then let that breath kind of tease the pose open a little bit. Shin further back, chest further forward. Switch sides. Left side, standing bow or dancers. Eyes to one spot. And you just see what there is to see. Land in the pose, take the shape, go as far as it needs to go. Breath right there. So there's not a forcing or a rushing that needs to happen in the pose. It's just breath by breath. Right side, second set. You know the shape, you know the thing that you're doing, go for it. Come right up to the edge of the thing. Not where your brain says, okay, that's far enough. Up to where your physical body is capable of going. So far that you just might lose your balance. Switch sides. There's a difference in the pose when you're kind of hanging out and it looks beautiful. And then when you go all the way up to the edge of it, there's a sense of like a slingshot being pulled back and then the release. Press through the shin and find that spot right up to the edge of the pose where you couldn't possibly go any further. Both feet to the floor. Tree pose, right side. So you've got two options, either the weights in your hands for cactus arms or a cow face spine with one arm up, one arm underneath, and catch your fingertips behind your back. You can have that band or a towel between your hands if your fingertips don't quite reach. If you're tapping your hands overhead, go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, eyes on one spot, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Switch the arm that's on top with your bind or cactus arms. Set your eyes on one spot. Get settled down into your standing foot. Then hands tap overhead with the weights. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Both feet to the head of your mat. Extended mountain. Reach up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee on the right. Knee on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step right through. You can have the hand on the block, hand on your shin, wherever it needs to go. And stretch that top hand way up to the ceiling. Fingertips that extend out from your palm, away from your wrist. If you don't have a weight in your hand, take your top hand behind your head. Top hand behind your head. Yes, so your elbow point is going straight up at the ceiling. Then slowly start to work that elbow back behind you, maybe even out of your peripheral vision. I know, just a little bit of adjustment will feel like a lot of opening in your upper shoulder, upper muscles in your neck. Then rise all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Your choice tonight on this side. So you can do the lunges side to side, an inversion, whatever feels like the right fit, take that and add your breath to it. Intentional and on purpose, where the breath and the movement are completely intertwined with one another. Steady and rhythmic breath. Another breath or two to get complete, and then you'll all meet up in center. Press down and rise up. Namaste, front facing forward fold or split pose, you choose. Hinge forward right from your hips. In the split or the pyramid pose, everyone lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. Yes. That connection. You keep connecting the upper and lower parts of your body so there's less work to be done because the whole thing works together. Now soften your toes. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Wring yourself out. Get your spine as long as you can. Send your tailbone to the back of the room. Then you can stay right here in twisting triangle or float your back leg up to the sky for twisting half moon. Flex that foot the moment it comes up and away from the floor. Big breath in. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side triangle. Step through. Lots of space. Use the breath as you set up the foundation of the pose and then make your way there. Because now is usually the point in every practice where a lot of people are like, cool, I've been breathing a lot. I'm not going to really pay attention to it right now. Now's the time when things are cleared out. Top hand behind your head. Elbow straight up to the ceiling. Then just take a breath or two there, especially if that's tight. Hang out in that space and slowly start to coax the elbow back and away from your peripheral vision. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. You can take a bind at your low back or wide leg handstand hops, your choice. If you're taking those hops, work to keep your legs as straight as possible. Legs long and straight. Those of you working the bind, soften your elbows. Yes. And then if you want to work your arms closer to the floor, great, but keep the softness in your elbows so the work stays in your shoulders and your upper back. Add more breath. There it is. Release your hands down, rise all the way to stand. Namaste front facing or split pose. And settle down, foundation through your feet all the way up your legs and into the pit of your belly. Bring the breath all the way down into your feet in a way that connects your feet through your mat and into the floor. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Nothing changes about that powerful foundation you've already got on your legs and your feet. It's now the torso's turn to twist and wring out and become part of the pose. Twisting half moon if you took it on the one side. Big, full expression. One more breath. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Clear it out. Good. Two more like that. Breathe in. Empty. Last one. Exhale it out. Roll out to a high plank. Mountain climbers. Knees into your nose at your own pace. My count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to the mat. Superman. Reach your arms out in front. You can have a block or a weight between your hands. That's up to you, but really integrate the pit of your belly, your front ribs into center. Rise up and away from the floor. Yes. Pull the muscles into center. Rely on the center line rather than squeezing the glutes or letting your legs come out wide. Into center line. Lower down. Hips side to side. Superman number 2. Lift up. Press out through your feet as if I'm holding onto your ankles and literally pulling your legs long back behind you. That long. Yes. One more inhale. Lower down. Side to side. Floor bow. Bend your knees. Grab a hold of your ankles. Flex your ankles. Rise up. Just keep building on that momentum. Get in front of the brain going, I'm tired, or like making up a story about the thing. Just be in the pose. Then lower down. Floor bow number 2. Grab your ankles. Go up. Yes, no story, just the pose. Press your feet way up to the ceiling and let your shins reach to the back of the room. One more breath, lower down. Take it side to side. Upward facing dog, rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees for one camel. One camel. You can have a block between your thighs or just work your inner thighs towards one another. Rise up and go back. Go up and go back. Put the focus on the front of your pelvis. Keep that lifted up towards your belly button. Yeah, good adjustment. So if that means you're not going as far back, cool. Put the focus on the front of the pelvis and lift it in and up. Next inhale, rise up. Downward facing dog to reset. Look between your hands, step or jump through to sit. Come into bridge pose, back on the floor, feet on the floor. Steady, powerful breath. Yes, right up into the bridge, connect and lift up. In a space where the breath still flows, where the heat is moving, all of the things are working together. One more inhale, lower down, knees side to side. Second set of bridge, press into your feet, rise up. Squeeze into center. Enough that you don't need to squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. It's the power of your legs making that lift happen. Bend your right knee, send your right foot up to the sky. Pulse your hips up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Opposite leg up to the ceiling. Pulse the hips up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Knees side to side. You are definitely ready for wheel pose. Tuck your fingertips under your shoulders. Go up. Palms in the mat, feet in the mat. Yep, right up and away from the floor. Big open back bend. Tuck your chin and come down. Breath in, breath out. Number 2, press down and rise up. Effortless. You've done the work, effortless. Away from the mat. Lower down. Breath in together. Full exhale. Number 3, rise up. Halfway point, press and lift. Put your eyes right on one spot. Tuck your chin and lower. Breath in, breath out. Number 4, you got it. Past the halfway point, go up. Yes, nothing to hold you back. You're just doing the pose. Lower down. Full breath in. Clear it out. Number 5, you got it. Press, lift, move. Whole body up and away from the floor. Yeah, no space for creating story or hesitation. Lower down, breath in, breath out. Last one, last wheel pose, press and lift. Get your heart all the way up to the surface of your chest. Press it up and out of your rib cage. Tuck your chin and come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Yes, let your eyes land on one spot. Exhale through your mouth if you need to do that. You need to do it more than once, go ahead and do that. Then happy baby or dead bug. Let your knees come way down towards the floor. Your whole spine, your low back spread out across the mat. Send your legs straight up to the sky. Hands underneath your glutes or hands behind your head. We'll do scissor legs to start so you can pick where your hands go. Then lower your right leg halfway to the floor. Right leg halfway to the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Breath in and switch. Breath in. Exhale, switch. Keep going with your breath. Purposeful about it. Push the air out, pull the air back in. Let it help you integrate and keep your core pinned down to the mat. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. Hands underneath your glutes. Lower both of your legs 30 degrees. Lower another 30. Lower to hover. Scissor legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up. Belly down to the floor. Reset. Set number 2. Lower 30. Lower 30 more. Lower to hover. Open your legs wide. Bring the feet back together. Good. Number 2, open, squeeze into center. Last one, open, pull in, legs up. Belly down to the mat. You've got one more set. Lower 30. Lower 60. Lower to hover. You pick. Fancy footwork. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up. Knees into your chest. Rock forward and back. You've got one boat pose with either weights or your block right at heart center. Stick it. Get your sit bones straight down into the mat. Roll the boat side to side. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in. Downward facing dog. Excellent facial expressions on that. I appreciate that. Downward facing dog. Right side half pigeon. You can put the block underneath your forehead if you want. Get settled in. Go from rapid movement to stillness, but there's still that sense of flow, right? The breath is still present. So there's a sense of flow instead of going from rapid movement, like a cardio movement, to stagnation. Instead of the physical body doing the movement, now it's the breath doing the movement. And the more you stay focused on the rhythm of that breath, the harder it gets for your mind to say, hey, pay attention to me. I have something to say. It's urgent. I need you to look at this list. Just right here. And it may take a few times coming back. Your brain's like, hey, no, seriously, pay attention. Right back to your breath. Last few breaths of half pigeon. You can stay or take king pigeon. Reach for your back foot with either one of your hands. Downward facing dog. Shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Take the movements you need and then settle into stillness. Into that 4-part breath. Maybe the inhales are longer now that you've got more room, you've got more time. Exhales are longer. They can start to clear out the stuff that's a little deeper. Different from the surface stuff that you burned off really quick in the beginning of the practice. Like what's underneath that's poking at you, bothering you. Take a look at that. Last few breaths, king pigeon or stay. Downward facing dog. Seated wide leg fold. Instead of frog pose, seated wide leg fold. And we're going to work on the pieces that you need to turn this into turtle pose. So work on the seated wide leg fold for right now. Toes up to the ceiling. Legs as far apart as they feel comfortable in the pose. And start to walk yourself down through center. Maybe your hands land on your shins. Maybe they're further forward on your feet. Wherever they land, perfect. Breathe right there. Now the next step of turtle pose, palms face down to the floor, slide them underneath your knees. Yeah, you don't have to be all the way flat on the floor, but it'll look a little like this. Hands underneath and start walking them underneath your legs. So they might go over to your ankles. They might go further out to the side, depending on how far down you can fold. And you just stop right there. Toes still up to the ceiling. Keep working the breath. Yeah, so there's a sense of release and opening that can happen at the same time. Instead of you forcing it, then maybe you can fold a little further and slide your hands further underneath you. Yes. So the final variation of this pose is when your stomach is flat on the floor and your arms are totally flat underneath your knees. I'm not going to demo that for you because I can't get that far, but the intention is there. 3 more breaths here. And after your 3rd full breath cycle, make your way out. Walk your legs back together. You can use your hands to lift up your knees and bring them back together. Seated forward fold. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Hinge right at your hips. Yeah, band around your feet is a good way to go. Press your big toe mounds past the front edge of your mat. Reach them forward. Yes. Then tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Lift up to the ceiling and root your heels down into the floor. Up, up, up. Lots of space. One more inhale. Lower your hips. Fish pose, with or without a block, you choose. Looks like everyone's going for the block. I'll have you try on taking cactus arms or your arms straight out to the side here, just to see how that changes where the stretch or the sensation shows up in your shoulders. I know for me, sometimes in cactus arm, my upper back is still pretty tight here, so the elbows are kind of floating. You can bring them down into a W shape instead of cactus. Let's try that on. Two more breaths here in fish. Big inhale. Purposeful exhale. One more. Empty it out. Make your way onto your back. One last opportunity to get upside down. So you choose the inversion. Regardless of the upside down, one specific thing to work on. So if you're in waterfall, that specific thing is ribs together and down into your body. Pull it deep into your torso. If it's shoulders stand, walk your elbows close together behind you, so that they point straight ahead instead of out to the corners of the room. Steady rhythmic breath. So the pose stays awake. It's not, oh, we're kind of letting things drop off and I'm not really paying attention toward the end of your practice. It's dialed in focus all the way to Shavasana. A powerful breath all the way to Shavasana. Shoulder stands take plow. A purposeful plow where your toes are doing something on purpose, either tucked or untucked. And plow to deaf yogi. Bend your knees, hug them around the sides of your head. Slowly lower to the mat, piece by piece. Cross your right thigh over your left for supine twist, thigh over thigh. Yep, drop the knees over to the left, twist and look right. Usually in this variation of supine twist, you need to scoot your hip, your bottom hip, closer to the right edge of your mat so they're stacked. Bring it back to center, switch the thigh that's on top, twist the other way. Let everything ring out, get settled down to the floor. Supta Baddha Konasana. Shavasana. Legs out long, arms out long. Take a deep breath in. Fill yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your whole body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you so much coming into the studio, taking the time, signing in online, taking the time to show up and practice. Namaste.